Yes, yes. This is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 in the kidney one. My girl, and say, this is.
What? Talking to? What did you say? Who's on dialysis? No, you on dialysis. I'm not on no dialysis. Well, what does I look like I'm on dialysis? Well, what does dialysis look like? Do you know what dialysis look like? I don't think so. What? Because I had a port in my chest? Does that mean I was on dialysis? Because I had one in my neck? Because I had one in the groin? What? Because this is a fistula? That don't mean nothing. You trying to start something. I know what you acting like, and I know what you trying to do. All right? You the one look like you on dialysis. You better go somewhere, and you better get somewhere. As a matter of fact, you better go get a transplant or something. Do it at home or something. Do your dialysis at home, but get up out of here. All right? Because I'm almost late for my show, and I don't got time for this. That girl, that nice girl, like that smart girl, that girl with all of these. Yeah, Lisa. That's right. Because this is the Lisa Baxter Show. Yes. Giving you the 411 in the kidney world. Hey, y'all, how is everybody? And happy Sunday. How are you? I hope wonderful, great, well, and safe in this pandemic. After you have your mask and your gloves, I hope you will get your shield. Get your shield. Ain't nothing wrong with a shield. A little extra protection. How about that? Well, your girl got a great show for you tonight. That's right. Grab on to your snack. Grab on to your seat belt because we're going to take a ride. That's right. I got kidney royalty in the house. I got somebody that he skipped all over dialysis. How about that? He was able not to get on. You got to hear his story, okay? He is an advocate, all right? It's a kidney health coach. That's right. I said it. He's a kidney health coach. He's a consultant, all right? He's a trainer. He's an instructor, right? He's an instructor global, all right? He's a global instructor, all right, for CDK, a global instructor. He's my man. He's your man. He's Dadvice, James Fabin. Come on to the Lisa Baxter Show. Woohoo!
Hello, kidney warriors.
Hello, right back.
Hey there, Lisa. How you doing?
Alive and kicking, baby. Alive and kicking. What I tell you. We got kidney royalty in the house, y'all. Whoop, whoop. Wow. Oh, man, James, I'm so glad to have you on the show.
Oh, great to be here.
True. Thank you, man. Thank you.
And to tell you, while you were doing your opening, I was singing along, doing the 411.
Oh, you're making me laugh and blush at the same time. I got to keep my false teeth in. Don't start nothing now. Yes. Oh, man. It's so good to have you. And I just want some people to know stuff about you because we see stuff, on YouTube, your wonderful stuff and all the stuff that you're doing and your great story and testimony, but it never been told on my show. So I wanted to be right up here, close and personal. So I'm going to start off with your work journey because I know you're a smart man that can keep a job. So give us a little bit of what you're doing now or what you used to do.
So I am a car person, and it's probably not going to surprise you guys, but my background is in marketing, helping the manufacturers and the dealers market, launch new vehicles, things like that, and training, helping educate people. So I've been doing it, since 1996. Don't want to age myself, but I've been doing it for a while. So I use those skills to help market, kidney disease and actually living great with kidney disease. And I've been with my current company, CDK Global, for 12 years. And kidney disease tried to stop me, but it didn't stop me from working.
Wow. Woohoo! All right. So you're a man with a job, a man with an idea, a man with a plan, and a man that was able to execute the plan. So we're going to go right into your kidney journey. So tell us about your kidney journey. How old did this started, sir?
All right. So it is coming up on 2 years. This November, next month, it will be 2 years. On November 16th, things did not go good for me. I'd been sick for a couple weeks before that. I swore I had food poisoning. Did not have the slightest clue that I had kidney issues, even though my mom has stage 3 kidney disease, and I'm familiar with that. Had no clue. My doctor tried treating me for food poisoning. Of course, it wasn't working because it wasn't food poisoning. And at one point he said, look, you got to go to the ER and get some labs. And I remember that day clearly. I said, Doc, I've got errands to run. I'll go there tomorrow. And he said, nope, you're going now. If you don't, I'm calling an ambulance. So I looked at my map, found the closest ER. He called ahead and said, hey, this guy's coming there. He needs some labs. And I'm trying not to get emotional because this part gets emotional when I remember it. I drove there and I just was not feeling good at all. So I didn't even park. I just drove up towards the ER door and stopped my car, put it in park. And I remember opening the driver's door and starting to step out. And then I collapsed. I had blacked out at that point. I then was in a wheelchair. Don't know how I got in that wheelchair. They got me or something into the wheelchair. I remember going through the doors. I remember going down some hallways and blacking out again, in and out of consciousness. And then I woke up with pain on a gurney and IVs in my arm and all sorts of tests, bags and bags of potassium. My potassium was critically low, which is very rare for people with kidney failure. It turns out I also have a potassium issue with my body. And they admitted me to the ICU where I was there for a week. And it was that second day that this lady came in, some kind of weird doctor, had no clue what it was, nephrologist, but I never knew what a nephrologist was. My mom went and saw a kidney doctor. I didn't know what a nephrologist was. And she told me, you have renal failure. And I remember thinking, renal? What's a renal? I don't know what a renal is. My renal stopped working. And then she explained, it's your kidneys. And I was still in denial. No, my kidneys aren't bad. It's food poisoning. You know how much Mucinex I took for that cough, how much ibuprofen I took for the headache, how much Pepto-Bismol I took because I couldn't keep any food down. I swore to her, that's what caused the labs to be wrong. She came back later that day telling me, no, this is serious. And this is when it really got serious. I had just purchased a new house, maybe 2 weeks before, and I'm the breadwinner in the family. My wife takes care of the kids and has her own business. She runs from home. And the doctor came in and said, look, this is serious. You don't understand. And she said, if you don't go on dialysis and get a transplant, in 45 days, your wife will be picking out your casket. That's her exact words. And that's when
that was harsh.
It sunk. Well, she had to, because I did not believe it. I swore it was food poisoning. I knew it. And that's when it was like, holy cow. And I clearly remember the rest of that day because there was a whole lot of soul searching, questioning. I even thought about calling my dad's brother, who's a preacher, and talking to him.
Let him pray. That's right.
I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, holy cow, I've got 2 little kids. I just bought a house. I can't die. And dialysis, I can't do my job with dialysis. Before COVID, I was on a plane or driving to Chicago every single weekend, spending weeks on my feet, jumping around. I'm very animated.
Me and you both. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just knew, I couldn't live on dialysis. There had to be alternatives.
Yeah.
So I'm looking on my computer because I had my wife bring my computer to the ICU. We did not tell my kids I was in the ICU. We just told them, oh, Daddy went on a work trip. He can't call because he's really busy.
Wow.
We didn't know what to tell him. We didn't want him worrying and crying or being upset.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's the hardest part about telling stories. Remember my kids and all that.
Yeah.
But I also started finding stuff on the internet that
you're doing research.
Yeah. I was calling doctors, messaging doctors, texting them, hospitals, researchers, asking questions because I saw all sorts of conflicting information that all of us see when we go on the internet. And 90% of it's wrong. But I started seeing stuff that was weird. And the one thing that really got me to think, you know what? I don't think I have to go on dialysis was the World Health Organization. Their ranking of kidney care outcome by countries around the world. And can you guess where the United States ranked in kidney care outcome? This rich country, all these amazing doctors, all this stuff. Yes. Way, way down there. Number 72.
Oh, come on.
72. 71 other countries had better kidney care outcome. I started looking, who are these countries? They were third world countries. They were like, Slovakia and all these weird countries. Like, these are small countries. They don't have money. They don't have the resources of the United States. How are they doing better? So I started trying to figure that out. Calling people. I was countries I couldn't speak the language. I would get someone to answer a phone. I'd find a phone number somewhere because I'm really good at researching. I'm looking for press releases and who was in there, who's the media contact. I'm calling up saying, do you speak English? I need someone who speaks English. They're finding people who speak English for me. And what I discovered was these countries that were better than us don't have a dialysis center on every street corner. They don't treat dialysis like McDonald's and pop-up franchises all over the place where you could practically walk out the door from one, walk across the street and see another dialysis center. They have to rely on diet and lifestyle changes to treat kidney disease. Dialysis just isn't readily available. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to not do the American thing. I'm an American at heart, love America, but I'm not going to do the American, the treatment that we get here in the United States. I was going to get treated the way they treat kidney disease in a third world country, which sounds bizarre. Sounds like it shouldn't work.
Yep.
So I talked to doctors and I put together a team, starting with my own family doctor, who was very supportive. And actually, I kind of jumped ahead a little bit. While I'm researching, my family doctor told my wife, go tell your husband, don't listen to those doctors. They're telling him scary stuff. They're frightening him. And I know it sounds so bad. Don't listen to them. Come see me as soon as you get out. I can get you better. So I talked to him while I'm in the ICU. He said, come see me the day you get out. We're going to change your diet. We're going to start losing weight. We're going to work on your blood pressure. You don't need dialysis. I can get you better. And that was part of it. I was like, okay, I see the third world countries talking about diet and lifestyle. I got my family doctor who has been doing this for so long saying, I can help you. So I went with him and we put together an 8-step plan. 8 things that I had to focus on. And they were really easy. One was diet, exercise, stress, things like that. And we started working together and I started getting better. Now, one thing he told me to do in the beginning So he said, James, I'm going to help you get better. You are going to get better. And you're going to write a book. So I want you to keep a log and keep a diary of everything you're going through, what you're thinking, what works, what doesn't, so that you can go back to that and write your book. Well, I'm not a writer. I can't write. I hate writing. When I write something, yeah, I write something in Word, everything's underlined. It's just so bad. And I type so fast, I don't even hit all the keys. So it's awful. So I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to record videos. So I just took my phone and I would turn it on every week and I would talk to it, me talking about future me. So I was kind of talking to myself. Here's what you need to do. No cheating, blah, blah, blah. We got to do this. We got to do that. I was my own motivational coach. And I was storing these on my computer. And all of a sudden, my hard drive's filling up because I'm a talker. If you guys haven't figured that out, I love to talk. I got the gift of gab. So I thought, where in the heck can I store all these video files, these little private files of me talking to myself as I'm trying to get better, documenting my journey? Well, you know what? I'm just going to start throwing them up on YouTube. And then people started finding them. People would reach out to me, ask a question. Oh, I've got a video about that. I talked about that 3 weeks ago. Here's the video. And all of a sudden, my YouTube channel started growing. And I decided, you know what? I'm just going to start making them all out there, promoting them, use a little bit of my old marketing experience, and start bringing people to my YouTube channel. And my YouTube channel is called Dadvice TV. I actually started a long time ago. The original intent was, as a dad, I wanted to make videos of how I taught my kids stuff. Because when you have kids, you go to the bookstore, they're all for the mom. How to be a great mom, how to raise your kid, how to get them to sleep, how to get them to stop crying. Every book is for the mom. There's not too many for the dad. So I thought, you know, I was going to make a YouTube channel of a dad. Here's how I taught my kid to ride a bike. Here's how to teach your kid to fly a kite. Well, instead, I am teaching people about how to improve their quality of life while they happen to have kidney disease. And I've gone from stage 5. Well, I did leave the ICU. Doctors got me up to GFR 13 and stable there. Said that's the best I'm going to get, no better. This is the professionals, the nephrologists at the hospital, who I fired because I did not stay at 13. I kept going. I went higher. I got to stage 4 and I worked through stage 4. I got to stage 3 and that's where I am now. My last labs had me stable in stage 3, but most importantly, because those stages mean absolutely nothing. You're stage 4, you're stage 3. What the heck does that mean? What the heck does a GFR mean? A person who's GFR 29, you can't look at him and tell. And what does a 29 do that a 30 doesn't do? No. More importantly, I focused on my symptoms, and I no longer have any symptoms. No protein leakage, no blood when I go to the bathroom, no headache, no metallic taste, no blurred vision, no headache, no problem sleeping, on and on and on. All those problems, all of them gone.
Wow.
All through diet and lifestyle changes. And that's kind of the basics of my story.
Well, what is part of your diet? Tell me a little bit about your diet. Since you went there with the diet. I like that.
Diet is very important. So here's the keys to it. First of all, you have to work with a renal dietitian, not a dietitian, a renal dietitian. And when you go into the doctor and you're first diagnosed, and if you're like me, you're in the ICU or you're just admitted, that dietitian, no. He or she doesn't count. They have like a 2-hour shift and they were given a stack of papers, said, go see all these people. You got 4 minutes per person. They don't have the time to do any research, to get to know you, to help you at all. So those don't count. You get with the renal dietitian. Now, problem is They cost money. And for most of us, every dollar matters. We need to think about where it goes. So you need to work with your doctor to find a way to refer you.
Yeah.
You're diabetic, you're pre-diabetic, have them refer you for that. You're a little overweight or even a lot overweight, have them refer you for that. I've gotten very good at maximizing my insurance.
Me too. I use mine.
Get your doctor to refer you if you can. If you can't pay out of pocket, then submit it to your insurance. I've done that. Few conversations on the phone, they pay for it. Can't guarantee it for everyone, but a renal dietitian is the most important. So here's how the diet works.
Yeah, I didn't pay for mine.
Yeah, you have to base your diet off your last labs. And you have to have goals, little tiny goals, not want to get to stage 2. It's got to be, I want to get my hemoglobins up. I want to get my red blood cells up so I can get rid of this anemia that I have. And they'll look at your labs, and my diet had to be anti-inflammatory. So foods that cause inflammation, out of here. I had to eat a lot more veggies. Instead of them being a topping for a hamburger at Five Guys, veggies became a meal. I learned about salads. I learned about stir fry and stuff. So I eat based on my labs. My doctor or my renal dietitian, she gives me a minimum of how much potassium, sodium, fiber, calcium, all these key nutrients, not just protein, sodium, phosphorus, the few that people talk about on all the big kidney sites. No. You got to have a minimum for fiber, calcium, and all these other ones. You need those. And then also she gave me a maximum for each one. Here's the maximum sodium. So I have a minimum and a maximum. Then I just use my phone and a food tracking app, and I eat so that I get my minimums and I don't exceed the maximums for anything. That is a great approach to diet. Instead of saying you cannot have banana, you cannot have avocado, you cannot have tomato because they have potassium. Well, your body needs potassium. What it doesn't need is too much potassium.
Right.
So if I had avocado for lunch today. No problem. I just don't go overboard and have a pound of bananas in the morning, a bunch of avocado, and then tomato sauce and stuff in the evenings. I get my minimum
balance, right? Yeah, the balance of things.
It's all balance and portion control.
Yeah.
So I
had to do that to bring my pressure down when because polycystic kidney disease make you have high blood pressure. So to make it go down, I had to change the diet, and it didn't cost me anything to get a renal nutritionist, and I had a regular one before that. So you're giving good points. I love that you knew about your mother when she was stage 3. You didn't tell your family right away, but you wanted to get things right before you told your children. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah, we didn't want them to be upset and worried.
Right. You got to try different ways what work, and this is working for you, and I'm proud of you with that. I really respect you for it.
It's not just working. I have been given a second chance at life. Okay. I have more energy now than I have had in probably over a decade, because not only am I eating for my kidneys, that is healthy eating and healthy living. So I overall am getting healthier and having more energy, and I feel fantastic. I can go do things that even before my kidney disease, I didn't want to go do. I just didn't feel like it, didn't have the energy. Now, want to go for a hike? Let's go do it.
Wow. Well, that's great, because I thrived while I was on dialysis. Before the 4 years I had my transplant, the 12 years I was on dialysis, I did everything. I went bowling, I went swimming, me and my whole family, because a lot of them were on dialysis. We jumped on a plane. We went, on the boat. The cruises. We did everything. We never let it stop. And then we all kept jobs and owned businesses. So we didn't let it kill us, because you can't, or you can just forget it if you don't want to give up like that. And you got to do what works for you. I had to look at dialysis like it was saving my life instead of being a punishment. I had to deal with it till I could do better. You know what I mean? So I love
and
that.
I had made a deal with my doctor when I left the hospital that I would get labs every day because I was at 13 and she said, that's as good as you're going to get. It's not going to get any better. And I made a deal. We're not doing any surgery. I'm not going on dialysis, but I'll come in every day, get labs. If my GFR goes back down to 10 or lower, I'll do dialysis. Because some people need dialysis. It is there to save their lives. But I just didn't want to jump on dialysis without fighting. And I am so happy that I did. Because not only do I have a second chance at life and feel great, but I'm sharing my story and helping other people realize for some people, you can avoid or at least greatly delay the need for dialysis. And hopefully, in a decade or so, there's alternatives. I know a lot of them are being worked on, and I'm hopeful that some of them will be available if the time comes that I actually do need some kind of additional, treatment besides diet and lifestyle changes.
Well, that's working for you. You know what I mean? When I got dialysis, it changed me. It made me better because it cleaned my blood and it brought me back to my lifestyle of what I had before. But it can, you can be tired, but you got to follow the rules of it or you can live well on it. So nobody knew I was sick until my arm started to look like this. Nobody knew I was sick unless I mentioned it. Nobody knew I was sick until my catheter would stick out of my chest. I went to work. I went, I did everything.
I'm the exact
I wore my
opposite.
bathing suit. Come on, you gotta live.
You can't tell them I've got kidney issues, but I tell everybody.
Hey,
I've become a walking billboard for early intervention and diet and lifestyle. What was that?
People talk to me about my arm all the time. I use it, to tell them how good God is, to tell them what it means, what it's about. Yep. The kids get nervous and scared. So I go to preschools and public school and I do a whole lesson about it. I go for career day. And one of the careers is
awesome.
Hey, you got to put it out there. You got to be gentle with them about it. You know what I mean? So that's what made me write the books and stuff, the kid books. But you just got to put it out there for any and everybody, the caregivers, the home attendants, because they all got to understand us when they take care of us or anybody that's ill. You got to be educated about this illness. Now, if somebody out there wanted to, if anybody out there wanted to do a show like you're doing a show or wanted to be, to feel better because they're at the same stage and point you were, what else could you say or would you say to them?
Well, if they want to do a show, I encourage everyone to take that phone, turn it on, put it on YouTube. Facebook's another great platform, but I love YouTube because YouTube is great at finding the audience for you. I encourage every kidney warrior, share your story. Even if you're having a little bit of trouble, let's talk about it out there. There is an amazing community that's very supportive of kidney warriors who will help you kick kidney disease to the curb. That's my saying right there. I encourage everyone to do it. Now, doing it kind of the way I do it and the way you guys do it, you got to work up to that because it's not free. You're investing some money into it. But I encourage everyone, go out there, share your story. Now, if you don't want to share your story, that's perfectly fine. Because I had to make the decision. Do I want everyone knowing I have kidney problems? What if the time comes and I apply for another job? Could that hurt that they Google my name and boom, there's all this stuff about the doctors telling me I want to be dead in 45 days and here's what I did. And, that could, I had to worry about that. Could that be, could that interfere with something in my future? And I made the choice, you know what? Kidney disease, I'm going to be the person who's super loud talking about it. And I did that, but not everyone is like that. Not everyone has to be like that. Yeah. So if you don't want to go online, reach out to those of us, like everyone here at Urban Health Outreach Media, reach out to me, message us. We are supportive of each other. There's an awesome community of kidney warriors online. holding up, helping each other, supporting each other. Reach out to them because there's always some hope. Now, it may be that, you have to go on dialysis, but people like Lisa here can help you see the positive side of it. Focus on what you can control and you got to love life and know that every day, it's something special that you got it and you're here for it, and just make the best of what you can. And I try as much as I can to be as helpful to other people. And that in itself is rewarding. And one other thing about the videos that I do, everything about me is all out there. It's an open book. It's all out there. And that actually helps me because I can't fall off the wagon. I can't get off my diet. My GFR starts going down because of bad diet choices. I've got everyone out there that's going to say, James, take your own advice. They're all helping me stay on track and keep getting better. So hopefully that makes sense.
It does. It really does. That's right. I'm watching you. Whoop. I'm watching you. You ain't never lied. That's right. So is there anything that we didn't talk about? Would you want to put your website up there or say any way that they can contact you or anything like that?
Yeah. So first of all, there's a billion things we haven't covered. I could talk 24/7.
Me and you both, brother. Me and you both.
So the website is dadvicetv.com. Right here's my logo.
Woo.
Or dadvicetv.com. Go into YouTube, Dadvice TV. Just do a search for it or search for anything kidney. My colors are lime green. As a matter of fact, here, let me turn off this right here. Boom, that's my color, lime green. You'll see it on all my thumbnails, so they all stand out.
Wow. I ain't mad at you.
You can find my YouTube channel, subscribe to it. I have a website with lots of great information. And probably the cool thing that I do is I do a lot of live shows like this with nephrologists, with renal dietitians. So you can come, watch, learn lots of great information. You can ask questions in the chat, make comments in the chat, just like on here. And I try to focus more on the life before dialysis. So if you have dialysis questions, that's one thing I can't really help with, but I know people and I'll point you in the right direction. Oh yeah, and you guys promote Renadil.
I'm family.
On Renadil. That's one of the things that my doctor recommended. Renadil, I see the promotion for it right there below. I've been taking that since
going right by.
I've been taking that over a year now. As a matter of fact, I did a video where I decided, my doctor said, we're going to take this probiotic called Renadil. I thought, you know what? I'm going to call it the manufacturer. I called them up and said, hey, I'm going to take it. Here's who I am. What do I got to do to make sure this works? Because you may take things wrong and they don't work and you're wasting your money. So they said, hey, here's what you got to do. Eat extra fiber. Have a high fiber diet and it's going to work well for you. So I got labs. I took it for 3 months, got new labs, creatinine down, over 10% down. So it went from 2.52 to 2.25.
Go ahead now.
My BUN down from 40 something to like 27, just 2 points above normal. My GFR up, because creatinine's going down. And I still take it to this day. Huge fan of it.
Wow.
In fact,
So it's been 2 good years.
Look at a bottle right here, Renadil.
Wow. They gave me a nice little shout out when I did one of the shows, and I thought that was so sweet of them. That was so sweet of them. I'm glad this is working for you, and it worked for some other people too. That's great.
Yeah.
It wasn't out there when I was
probiotic. It's great
dialysis.
to add to your diet, work with a renal dietitian, eat the right diet, get plenty of fiber and everything else you're supposed to have. That's a great addition. And of course there's a little bit of luck in there. I exercise and stuff like that, but I try to help spread the word. Here's what I've done. Talk to your doctors and see if some of what I've done may work for you.
But James, who out there would you like to give a shout out to? Somebody out there that you really want to give it all out there to them. Say it, James. Go on out there. Say it.
To you guys, Urban Health Media Outreach. You guys do so much. All of you. Steve, everybody. You guys work so hard creating great content out there. A big woohoo to you guys. And then, of course, all the kidney warriors out there. Because we're all looking to kick kidney disease to the curb. And it's great that we're supporting each other.
Yes, that's right. It takes teamwork to make the dream work, right? Mm-hmm. So we a team. Go kidney team. Woo woo. Well,
now, speaking of team, I see my clock here. Yes. And I know Steve's getting a little worried. Right? He's like, uh-oh. Yeah, that's where we going. That's why I'm saying gave you your time. Much love, much peace. Royalty in the house. I ain't mad at you. Whoop, whoop. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mad respect. Thank you, Lisa.
Keep doing what you're doing and come back again. Bless your life. Deal. Thank you. Bye-bye. Well, guys, you have heard it. Well, he was a great guest. Next week's guest is attorney, civil rights attorney, Charles A. Boner. Okay, that's next week on the Lisa Baxter Show. And our tidbit for the week for resources is Polycystic Kidney Disease Foundation, 1-800-753-2873. All right, go to that chapter. They got a great chapter if you need, you have any dealing with polycystic kidney disease. I love you. God bless you. I'll see you next week. Take care of your kidneys and they will take care of you. Love you. Good night. Smooches. Toodle.
Do you know you could have kidney disease and not even know it? 9 out of 10 people who have stage 3 chronic kidney disease do not know it. The rate of kidney failure for African Americans is 3 times higher than among Caucasians. And one reason for this is that they are not aware when they have earlier stages of kidney disease, at a time treatment could prevent the damage from progressing to the point when dialysis or kidney transplantation is necessary. In addition, due to high rates of diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease, Blacks and African Americans have an increased risk of developing kidney failure. African Americans need to be aware of these risk factors and visit their doctor or clinic regularly to check their blood sugar, blood pressure, urine protein, and kidney function. Be aware. Get tested. The life you save may be your own. For more information, contact urbankidneyalliance.org.
Y'all ready for this? Yeah. This is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 in the kidney world. My girl, and say, this is.